What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you on a very special Monday night, July 18th, 2022. Sorry, I'm kind of coughing this evening. I'm all right. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the College Football Drop-In Show, where I drop the StreamYard link. We get you guys on, and we talk college football. Obviously, this week, if you haven't heard, is officially SEC Media Days. So we got that going for us. Of course, you probably could tell with the SEC background and the SEC logo that I got at the top. Figured I'd get a thing going here tonight. I will drop the StreamYard link and let whoever wants to join the show for a few minutes, let you guys give your thoughts, predictions, whatever you want to talk about. And we can talk all about it. I got a couple things that I do want to discuss tonight, though. First off, don't forget the Unprofessional Sports Show with myself only coming in August. I will do the show returning August 7th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll do it throughout the college football season into January. And then we'll take a break and I guess start it up again maybe next June or something. I don't know. I don't want to plan too far ahead on that. But yes, season 5 is coming in August for certain. So a lot of great things coming to the channel. A lot of good things coming your way. Again, I want to thank everybody for 700 subscribers this past week. And everyone who showed up with the 10-hour stream, a couple people did, a couple people did not. That's all right. But I dropped the StreamYard link. This is the College Football Drop-In Show. If anyone wants to hop on, you can at any moment. SEC Media Days has officially kicked off. And I want to start tonight with, I guess, here's the thing. Has the Nick Saban versus Jimbo Fisher feud, has it ended yet? You know, I think it has to, right? I don't see this carrying on. They're good friends. Saban has said before that he has no problem with Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher has said he has no problem with Coach Saban, of course. And these gentlemen will take the podium this week when you look at it. And it's kind of weird because Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide, they normally hit the stage on Wednesday. They'll be taking it on Tuesday, so tomorrow afternoon. I'm excited. And I think Jimbo and the Aggies take it on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's Wednesday. I don't have it pulled up in front of me. But has the feud with Jimbo and Nick Saban ended yet? So that's the one thing I want to know. Is this something they want to settle on the field? Is this something about, like, I mean, it's, you know, it was childish, right? So in case, let me catch everybody up for those that don't know, right? Let me check the chat. What's up, Alan A? How you doing? When does Kirby speak? I think they spoke yesterday, actually. or they spoke this afternoon, I should say. It started today. So I think Kirby Smart met with the media this morning. I think the defending champs were actually first up, if I'm not mistaken. I think Georgia, LSU, and Missouri were today. So, but the Jimbo Fisher and Saban feud has ended. We think. How do we know they don't? Look, when the game kicks off week 5, or maybe it's week 6, with A&M and Alabama, obviously you got to circle that game because it's a revenge game for the Crimson Tide. But, these gentlemen will duke it out on the field. We'll see throughout that week with pre-game pressers and interviews and everything, what they're saying about each other. In my opinion, I think it's ended for right now. And Saban is the one. I will admit, I'm not going to take his side completely. He is the one that said, look here, Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M bought every player in their recruiting class. All right? He said that. Now, did Jimbo fire back? Yeah, he fired back, saying that's blasphemous. It doesn't make sense. He's wrong. He has no right to accuse me of that. And that's pretty much where we are with that. Really hasn't been much. It's just an exchange of words. And it just kind of hit the college football landscape this offseason and became this monumental story for us college football fans. The question is, has it ended? For right now, I would say so, that it has died down a bit and they've gone their separate ways, shook hands, and they're ready to get back on the field. But for all we know, a lot could happen with these teams in the games leading up to the Alabama A&M game, and a lot else could be said. So I don't know if it's ended. I don't know if it's still here. I don't know if they've shook hands, hugged necks, whatever. I don't know what's happened. All I know is that it has died down just a little bit. So, yeah. We will see. Silence on the field. Maybe just go out and play the game. Will we find out this week? Will questions be asked tomorrow for Coach Saban about Jimbo Fisher? Will questions be asked later on Wednesday or Thursday? And again, I apologize for not knowing off the top of my head when it is. Will questions be asked towards Coach Jimbo Fisher? That's a great possibility. We will see later this week. So, also, let's see where I'm at here. I kind of lost track. I apologize. Oh, here we go. Give me 1 second. Forgot a picture. Let me see. So, another big topic here that I want to discuss with you guys, and I want everyone's opinions in the comments, but how much pressure is on head coach Brian Harsin and the Auburn Tigers? Now, I thought this was a very interesting hire last offseason. Going into year two now, though, it seems like Brian Harsin has got a not even what's the opposite of chip on his shoulder? He's got a fiery hot seat, or it seems that way, right? Charles Barkley took it to the stage this week when he called out Auburn fans who were critical of Coach Brian Harsin. And he said, and I quote, and this is from 247 Sports, "I'm a Brian Harsin fan, and this is to all the Auburn people. Leave that man alone and let him do his freaking job. He's only been there a year. Just leave the man alone and let him do his job. Y'all guys know I love me some Bruce Pearl, his son Steven, and the entire coaching staff. I love our coaches, and I love our AD, Alan Green. If they let Alan, Bruce, and Brian Harsin do their job, I feel really good about Auburn going forward. And for the people who keep bothering this man, I wish somebody would just slap the hell out of them." That was Charles Barkley this week. Basically taking it to the media, taking it to the streets, taking it wherever he took it, really, uh, um, about Brian Harsin. If I'm in all, I can't even believe I almost said that. But let me just say it like this. Be fair here. If you're an Auburn fan and you're unhappy with a 6-7, or was it 7-6, 6-7? One of those two, right? It was their record. If you're unhappy with that for the first year of a head coach that's come from Boise State, believe me, I understand. There's a lot of pressure on teams in the SEC. There's a lot of hype in the SEC. And especially for a team like Auburn. Auburn's had killer teams in years past. They've had good teams that go 8-4, 9-3, make it to a bowl game, can win a bowl game. They've had a lot. They've had a lot come their way. How much pressure is on Brian Harsin right now? From a fan standpoint, it seems like a lot. But what do we know that's going on behind closed doors? If you ask me, if I'm someone at Auburn that's in charge of the head coaching job for the football program, I'm looking at Brian Harsin after the first year and saying, "It's the first year, let it go," right? You know, I remember Nick Saban in his first year, I think had a similar record, 7-5, 6-7, right? Lost to ULM. Auburn didn't lose to teams like that. They lost to teams like Alabama. They lost to teams like Penn State. They lost to Georgia. They lost to Texas A&M. They lost to good teams. Nobody was really calling for the head of Coach Saban when he lost to ULM in his first year at Alabama. Now here they are standing there shaking their heads in disgrace over Brian Harsin at Auburn. Come on, give me a break. Auburn's not a perfect school. Auburn's not a championship school. There's not a big standard. There shouldn't be. Brian Harsin's doing his job. You got to see improvement. You got to see big things come his way. You got to see him take and shape this program, right? How much pressure has to be on a head coach in the second year? Dude, I was ready to tear Auburn fans up that were calling out Brian Harsin. I was going to sit there and defend Brian Harsin. It's his first year. He didn't do anything stupid. He's not a clown like Dan Mullen. He's a head coach. He's a college coach. You win games, you lose games, right? They lost the bowl game to Houston, who was ranked. They lost to Mississippi State. They lost to South Carolina. They lost to A&M. They beat number 11 Ole Miss, right? That's something. They played it close with Penn State. They blew out Akron. They blew out Alabama State. I will say their homecoming game against Georgia State was a 10-point win. That's not too good. They beat Arkansas. They beat LSU. They beat Ole Miss. It was kind of 50-50. It was like the middle of the season, they were doing some big things at Auburn this past year in 2021. But the last 4 or 5 games, they lose them, and you want to fire the head coach after one season? I got news for you. Nick Saban said it best.
It really doesn't matter what you think. And it really doesn't matter what you say.
It doesn't. Not too much. I'm here to defend Brian Harsin real quick, right? Leave the man alone. I'll say that, I think Auburn's got a chip on their shoulder going in to this next year. And I think it's only up. Like, I think that, yes, they're down in the gutter right now, but I think they can only go up. They went 6-7. They got to hit a 7-5, 8-4, something like that this next year. I think I had them at 7-5 in my previews. That's still improvement, even if he increases it by 1 win. The only reason you should have the head of Brian Harsin after this next season is if he has anything below 500. If he takes a step back to like 4-8 or even 5-7, then I'd be calling for his head. Then I'd be saying we need to fire this guy. We need to get rid of him. We need to step our game up in the coaching search. All the Auburn fans out there that have been critical of him, calm down. Slow your roll. That's high quality H2O. All right. Anybody want to come on here, feel free to. I see we got 2 watching. I saw Alan A in the chat. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Probably go. If nobody comes on, we won't go past maybe 30, 45 minutes. But we'll see. So Nick Saban and the Tide are set to kick off media days tomorrow. Will Anderson, Jordan Battle, and Heisman winner Bryce Young will be there at the podium with Coach. Bryce Young, let me read this to you from Roll Bama Roll online here. This put out this afternoon, I think. Let me see. July 18th, 6:28. Oh, okay. So this was put out early this morning. So, all right. The junior signal caller for the Crimson Tide won the Heisman Trophy last season, despite playing behind a porous offensive line that failed to protect him on a consistent basis. Can he repeat the feat? How good can he be if the offensive line can take even the slightest step forward? Young is one of 3 Crimson Tide players who will join Coach Nick Saban on Tuesday, so we'll get a chance to find out just what he expects from himself and what is expected of him now that he's in his second season as the Tide starting quarterback. Archie Griffin is the only player to win the Heisman twice. Young, however, is set up for an even better encore performance as long as he can get a tad more help, right? It goes on to say some more. Alabama brings back arguably the nation's 2 best players in reigning Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young and pass rusher Will Anderson. The SEC's active leader in career sacks and tackles for losses. Both are projected top 10 picks in the 2023 NFL draft, along with Georgia's Jalen Carter, a pass rusher whose reputation is beginning to grow exponentially like Trayvon Walker's did this spring prior to his selection at number 1 overall. 3 of college football's last 5 national champions have been ranked number 1 in scoring defense, so that side of the football is paramount to both of these frontrunners' success this season in the playoff race. Like I've mentioned before, the things I want to see from the Crimson Tide this year, consistency all the way around is the number 1 thing. Because you can have a great offensive line one week. If you can't carry it through the rest of the season after week 1, what good is it going to do you? Because it just gets harder playing in the SEC, playing in college football. Eventually, you hit that defense like Georgia. Maybe you're facing Alabama. Maybe you're facing an Ohio State or Notre Dame. Pick a team, right? I want to see consistency from the offensive line. I want to see consistency from the defense too. I want to see turnovers increase. I want to see great pass rush. I want to see guys getting after the quarterback, getting fierce after the football, on fire on the field. I want to see consistency. I want to see a team that is very relentless and competitive with competition. I want to see the Alabama that we're used to seeing. I want to see the old school Bama get back at it. I understand if some of you out there say you're never going to see that because Kirby Smart's at Georgia now, and maybe you sit there and say he was responsible for the defenses. I get it, but you can't deny that he learned a little bit something from Nick Saban. Nick Saban had killer defenses everywhere he's gone. Michigan State and even at LSU. He even helped with some good defenses when he was in the NFL. Remember when he was with Belichick and the Browns back in the 90s and late 80s. So I'll say this. There's definitely a lot of pressure for Alabama's defense this season. And I think it's not even from the college football media, but it's from the Bama media. I think it's from the Bama fans. We're all sitting there hoping that it gets back to the old school, knock you out in your mouth type of, old school way of football. And if it gets back to that, that's the case. And that's what we hope to see. If it's, even the slightest bit improved and it's consistent, I'll be happy, right? Oh, but, they're getting off the field on 3rd down. Maybe they're not rushing the quarterback every single play, but they're getting off the field on 3rd down. Thank God. Seriously. Consistency is going to be key if Alabama's defense and the offensive line, by the way, want to be the best in college football, they got to be consistent week in and week out, starting from Utah State all the way to the Iron Bowl into the hopefully SEC championship and into hopefully again, the college football playoffs. I really think inexperience killed them last year. I think there's no excuse. I think they got it this year, and I think that they can use it to their advantage, and they can step it up. They can work with it. They can take it. And, you got Byron Young, you got William Anderson, you got Dallas Turner up front. Then you got the secondary with Kool-Aid McKinstry. Then you got Jordan Battle. Then you got Brian Branch. You got all these different players who are going to step up and do great things this year on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to have to step it up. They're going to have to do it every single week to help Alabama be the best team that they can possibly be going forward all throughout the college football season. And it's just going I think it's what's going to make this team and turn it into hopefully a championship type of team once again in Tuscaloosa. So consistency on the defense will be very important for the Alabama Crimson Tide in 2022. That's my opinion, of course. Anyway. So, let me see. What was in the chat? If we got anybody. Still nobody in the chat. Alan A showed up a little bit ago. I appreciate it, buddy. I love all you guys. I mean that. Give it a few more minutes, then I'll probably get off of here. Maybe just cut it short, but again, SEC Media Days this week. Heard from Brian Kelly, Eli Drinkwitz, Lane Kiffin. There's a lot more left and upcoming. I think Tennessee. Let me see. Who's tomorrow with Alabama? Oh, hold on. I hit canceled. Chrome tab, SEC Media Day schedule. Here we go. All right. So we had LSU, Ole Miss, and Missouri today. We got Alabama with Will Anderson, Jordan Battle, and Bryce Young. And Coach Nick Saban at 120, Nathaniel Watson and Austin Williams. Shane Beamer in South Carolina at 225. Javon Gwynn, Dakirian Joyner, and Zach Pickens. Vanderbilt to close it out with Clark Lee, tight end Ben Bresnahan, Anthony Orji, and Mike Wright. Then on Wednesday, Arkansas with Sam Pittman and company. KJ Jefferson, Jalen Catalone, Bumper Pool. Florida at 1 with Billy Napier, with Anthony Richard Garage, and Ventrell Miller. Kirby Smart and Georgia, the defending champs, will speak on Wednesday, July 20th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Stetson Bennett, Nolan Smith, and Cedric Van Pran. Then Kentucky speaks. Mark Stoops, Will Levis, Kenny Horsey, and DeAndre Square. Then we go to Thursday. We wrap it up. Auburn, Tennessee, and A&M. Brian Harsin, Josh Heupel, Jimbo Fisher, Tank Bixby will speak. Derek Hall and John Samuel Schaechner. For Auburn, Josh Heupel will speak with Hendon Hooker, Trayvon Flowers, and Cedric Tillman, also in the media. And then Texas A&M will have Jimbo Fisher, along with players Damani Richardson, Layden Robinson, and Anaya Smith, who's a wide receiver. So we started today with LSU, and we go all the way to Texas A&M at 12:30 on Thursday when we wrap it all up. I'm excited. I can't wait to hear all these guys. Anyway, doesn't look like we're going to get anybody on, so I'm probably just going to end it here. I appreciate Alan A. for showing up in the comments, and anyone that maybe did tune in and watched it even a little bit. I love you guys. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. If you're watching this back, comment down below. I guess just comment. I don't know what to comment. I'm looking forward to college football, though. Again, kickoff August 24th with some week 0 games. Or the 28th, I'm sorry. And then, of course, Labor Day weekend with all the big games and matchups. Florida State, LSU. What is this? Oh, sorry. Florida State, LSU, Clemson, Georgia Tech, Utah State, Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Florida, Utah. There's a lot to look forward to in week 1 regarding the SEC and even outside of that. So I'm excited to get back to college football. I'm excited to see what all the other SEC coaches say this week. I love you guys. I'm going to get out of here. Jesus loves you. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media. Check it out. Love y'all. Peace. See ya.